Hello, thank you for tuning in to Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. I'm Jason Luntz. And as you may know, at the Tennessee Tribune, we're always excited about people that can do important things for the community. Today we have someone that's helping the community and in a very exciting and fresh, brand new way. Today we have Toya Haynes from Kid Electric Concert. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, Kid Electric Concerts.
Okay, it's Kid Electric Concert, excuse me. Thanks for being with us.
All right, Jason.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
So, let's, I'm sure our viewers would already want to know because your name is so interesting, Kid Electric Concerts. What exactly is that?
Kid Electric Concerts is a fun way that I've come up with to help people within the community, within the music community, give back. Sometimes it's really difficult when you have a cause and you feel like, man, I really can't do enough, and I tour or I write or I'm a struggling musician or whatever. This has been a fun way for me to gather a lot of my friends and people within the musical community to give back by using their gifts. So what we do is we take a classic soul record and we perform it from top to bottom, and using all local musicians, all local artists. So we have one house band made up of fantastic musicians. And let's say we take a record like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, which is one of the first records I did. And we pick a specific cause, and we just everybody just performs the record from beginning to end, and part of the proceeds go to the cause.
Wow. Oh, okay, wait. So you pick an album, you get a band that can play every single track. Yep. And then you have different singers perform each song in a row?
Yep.
Oh man, that's crazy. Now that's awesome.
Thank you.
And now each time you have one, you do a different cause.
Yes.
Okay, how do you pick the causes?
It's pretty organic. It can be something that's on my heart, like a cause that's on my heart, or someone may mention something, like we're doing something for Notes on June 21st. Okay. And that's a name that kept coming up over and over and over again. And I like to try to somehow connect the album with the cause in some way. So we're doing the Bad Boy tribute, and when Puffy came out, or Diddy, or whatever you call him now, Sean Combs, when he came out, for a generation, he kind of put producers on the map. Producers became superstars. Yes. After Diddy came out, and so a lot of us knew Quincy Jones and people like that before him, but he really put them on the map, and so I wanted to connect what Notes for Notes does, putting recording studios and boys and girls clubs and teaching kids recording skills, and put that with Bad Boy.
So Notes for Notes, that's what they do? They actually build studios for the boys and girls club?
Yeah.
Oh, so then they have somewhere to go and then they learn music?
They can learn to record, they can learn music lessons, different instruments, they can sing there. Wow. It's just really neat. And that's why I want to do something like Kid Electric, because there's certain charities you hear about all the time. Mm-hmm. But this is not just about raising money, but it's also about raising awareness, because a lot of people don't know about Notes for Notes. Yeah,
that's a new one to me. That sounds really cool. I like it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you normally do soul records, singers, if this one is all Bad Boys, like this whole catalog, or like what particular album?
This one is different. This is actually the most different show I think that we've done so far, because we're not doing a record this time. We're doing an era. So we're picking Bad Boy's golden era of about 94 through maybe, let's say, 96 or so. Okay. We're choosing like the key artists of that time. Okay. So there'll be Total, and of course Biggie. And Faith
112.
And 112. Craig Mack.
See, I know my hip hop.
Yes, and some surprises, some things that you might go, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about.
What about them? Yeah. Well, that is a good selection. It definitely defines the era, especially people like me that was in college at that moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now, what does the actual term mean? Kid Electric. Now, is it based off children, or is that have
no? It's not. Kid actually comes from. I love music. I don't sing, but I really love music. I grew up in a home where my dad, he loved Motown, and just that's always what would be played, and Stax records and things. And so he taught me the love of lyrics. My mom is a fantastic gospel singer, and so she taught me the love of like melody and harmony. And so whenever I think about music, my biggest memories come from being a kid. So that's where that came from. And a lot of times the records that we do will take you back. The shows will take you back to a certain point in time where you may have been a kid or you may have been in college. And so you relive that experience through these songs.
Okay.
That's where that came from. Electric came from when Bob Dylan in the late 60s at a folk festival went electric as a folk singer. It was a pretty big deal. Some people were really cool with it. Some people hated it, thought, as purists, you're just not, you shouldn't do that, you're selling out. But regardless of how they felt about it, it changed the course of history from then on. And so I wanted to do something that there was nothing like it before. Not saying that no one's ever done tribute concerts before like that. But there's been nothing like it before or after, and it changed the way things were done after that time.
Oh man, that's great. Okay. Now I understand.
Thank you.
Kid is because of the memory aspect of a tribute, and Electric is because of the daring way that Bob Dylan did that. You're representing, doing something different.
And just sparking other people. I didn't want to be, like, to me, if I can do something different, then everybody can do something different. I think sometimes within the musical community, people are like, how do we get people out to certain things, or certain things have always been this way. I don't want to have the mentality of this is the way we do things because things have always been this way.
Okay, I got it. Okay, once again, you're watching Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. Another question I have, because we live in Nashville and this is Music City, but nationally and internationally is really known for country music. How do you feel about the other genres in the city? Is there a way that they can be represented better? I don't think people outside of this city know that there's a huge, gospel community, obviously, with the Stellar Awards, but even the neo soul and the R&B movement, I think are pretty big here. Do you think there's a way that we can translate that across the country? Or are we always going to just be stuck in that music city?
No, I don't believe we are. I believe things are changing, and I can see them changing. I see them in my shows. I see them at other people's shows. I see them. We just had the PJ Morton Mike Hicks show on Memorial Day weekend, and that drew a huge crowd of people that, from what I've heard, let's say Mike Hicks has been playing for years, but have never seen Mike Hicks, and so he gets fans because people love PJ, so he gets fans. And that's how we grow the movement. Part of the reason why I started, there are a lot of different reasons why I started Kid Electric, but one of the reasons was I had all these fantastic, talented friends that weren't household names in the community that people didn't know about. So you may not know an April Rucker or Lil Carter, but you like Michael Jackson, and you'll totally come to hear the Off the Wall record. So you'll go to a show, and then those local artists get fans because you like what they did with those songs.
And wow, that's crazy, because I noticed that's amazing. You did tap into something that's lacking in the black community, because I've been to a lot of bars with country or rock, and that's what a lot of bands do. They do covers of all rock or all country, and that's how people find out about them.
Right.
And then they might throw one of their own songs in there, but there and there they might be doing Kiss and Bon Jovi, and everyone knows that, so they can relate. Right. And then they play their own jams, and by then they start getting a name. Right. But I noticed that you don't really see that too often with us as far as covering.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's the way things have to be done, but it does.
But you give it a venue, you give it an actual movement. Yeah, to reel them in. And that doesn't have to be our main way of doing it, but it's a way of initially introducing. Right.
But it's coming. I do believe that more focus is being placed on live music.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really important. Mike Wise, who does Beat Knockin' Radio, he did an interview, and I loved what he had to say. He was just talking about how so much attention is placed on country and CCM and stuff like that. But one thing that the hip hop community, the R&B community need to understand is that it's not so much that people don't pay attention to soul music. It's just that you have to have something to contend with live music.
Yes.
So you can't say no one's paying attention to us and you're doing tracks all the time.
Yes.
It's like there are too many good musicians within the community. It has to be the live aspect.
Yes. Wow, that is something that is lacking. Yeah, I agree with that. So my last question before I let you go is there anything else that you're doing in the community besides Kid Electric?
Kid Electric is my baby right now. It's something that it actually was just supposed to be one show. So it was supposed to be, and so we're like 11, 12 shows later, and it was something that I initially was working on with a friend of mine who loved a certain charity and was like, I really want to do something for them, and I came up with the idea and just took off with it.
Wow.
And so right now, Kid Electric is just in a place of just being a better business. more people knowing about the shows.
Mhm.
You know, like the fact that there are people that have never heard of them makes me want to go back and do every show we ever did.
Yeah.
You know, all over again. So really just trying to make that the best thing it can be is a handful in itself. So that's what I have going on.
How often do you do the shows?
Quarterly.
Well, okay.
So about 4. We're going to try and squeeze in 5 shows this year.
Okay.
But this is our second one. So we're looking for another one in, actually no, it's just going to be 4 because we're going to squeeze another one in probably September. And then there's going to be kind of like a fan's choice in November. So on Facebook, what we're going to do is list all the shows that we've done. And we're going to like take a vote, take a survey, and whichever one wins, we're going to do that one show.
Bring it back.
One last time.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, you know what? Speaking of Facebook, if you want to give your Twitter and your Facebook or website or any information, and also you can let them know the dates of your next one and the venue.
Okay. All right. So on Facebook, we are facebook.com/Kid Electric Concerts. On Instagram, Kid Electric Concerts, and on Twitter, Kid Electric TN.
Okay, great.
So that's where you can reach us there.
And when's the Bad Boy one?
Friday, June 21st. It's the Bad Boy tribute for Notes for Notes. And we're going to, like I said, going to be doing songs by Faith, Biggie, 112, Total, all local artists, all local musicians. It's going to be at Mercy Lounge, which is at 1 Cannery Row. And some of the youth from Notes for Notes from the program, they're going to be performing. They're going to be opening the show. So it's going to be really exciting.
Oh, for real? Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that's great. I really appreciate you stopping by today.
Thank you.
And I don't know about you guys. I know I'm going to be at the Bad Boy show. It sounds really cool, and it's for a good cause. And, how much does it cost?
It's $10 online. You can get them through mercylounge.com's website and also through TicketWeb, or even on Ticketmaster. If you just type it in, you'll find it. And then $12 at the door.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Once again, I really appreciate it.
Jason.
And like her on Facebook, follow Twitter, Instagram. Thanks again for tuning in to Take 10 on Tuesdays. Bye.